Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown, and not the parts unknown. All the problems are coming from. I got my own parts unknown, but anyway, wow, what a couple of days we've had, and it's just. I said I'm going to do a marathon till the election day, and I'm like, wait a minute, that means I got to try to keep up with Donald J. Trump. And let me tell you something, it ain't easy to do. He was seen seemingly everywhere, and he's dropping little nuggets all along the way. He's using terms more and more that are should have the antennas up on all the bad guys, those sinister and corrupt people. That and among a great many other adjectives he uses to describe these people in a much more accurate light as far as I'm concerned. So Kamala, however you say it, DC rally, give me a break. Give me a break. The Magic Kingdom still had trouble getting a crowd. Hi, Island Girl. Hi, Wayne. Sissy. Gary. Gloria. Andrew. Nice to see you all. Kim's here. Doc is here. And everybody said, give me a thumbs up, so you better do it. Do it. How you doing? KNS Cleanup. Sherry's here. Alan's here. Wow. Everybody's rolling in. How about those helicopters landing? Who is Penguin 6? We got to figure out what's going on with that guy. He seems to be a pretty good guy. Just seems to show us stuff live when it happens. That's very interesting. I remember about a year ago, he said that he was approached by some people at the White House and Capitol Police saying, don't go, put out stuff without talking to us. So, things may not be what you think they are. So they do communicate with him, and they let him know that this was a C0G exercise. What is C0G? Who knows what C0G is? In the chats. Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you. Kathy's here. Let's see. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Let's see who gets it. What's C0G exercise? 8 military helicopters. They call them heavy lifters, heavies. And 4 civilian helicopters. Capitol Police. One of them that's called the Falcon. Aha, Andrew got it. Andrew got it quick. Continuity of government. And, a lot of those words, about a little over a year ago, we couldn't use. But I guess they can't, stop people from every word in the damn dictionary. You got to be able to talk. So I saw Penguin 6 openly say it, and so I'm openly saying it. Just like the word, do you know that the word OATH would get you in trouble? That was around the J6 incident. Oh, I was supposed to say J and then 6. But you couldn't use the word OATH or you would get in trouble. But now I guess you can, because I want to take a look at that lawyer's oath, because as we're seeing, not only attorneys, and we discuss it all the time, but we're seeing it more and more with judges and prosecutors. They all have law degrees. They're all members of their bar, and they all take an oath. And I enumerated and read the things that get you in trouble, supposed to get you in trouble. to where you can have your license suspended or removed. And how many we got? We got so many that are just not fit to be on the bench as far as judges are concerned. Like the one, whichever one came up with this business they're fighting in Supreme Court right now about leaving 1,600 illegals on the and that word I just said is another one, you know. But hey, you gotta talk. Leaving them on the ballot, having to actually go to the Supreme Court over that asinine legal ruling, forcing the governor of Virginia to reinstate people who are not citizens on a presidential election. And of course, you hear then also 25 states in total, or well, 26 counting Virginia, a majority of the states are going before the Supreme Court. 25 of them with what's called, I've heard it called a amicus brief. You know, I heard a lot of people over the years, that's how I've always heard it, amicus. And people say amicus, it doesn't matter. But it's derived from the word amiable. So amiable means you get along, and in this case, it's a friend of the court in support of Virginia's pleading. So we'll see what happens with that. It was given to Justice Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts, who we've all seen pictures of him having a good time somewhere in the Bahamas or you know, the islands, right, with Bill Clinton and people like that. So we shall see. The Beastie Boys. Let me see what I missed in the chats. Beastie Boys. What's the one that I heard? I'm a loser, baby. Is that the right one? You gotta fight for your right to party. Ha 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 ha. Sissy got it. Continuity of government. Hi, Elva. How you doing? Nice to see you. So I watched those helicopters land. Well, I tell you, that one was that one could have got a runner in the daggone trees. They really came in close. I guess they know what they're doing. You realize what a 3-inch branch, get your runner hung up in a 3-inch branch, that thing's going to go down. But they came in there like they own the place. So what was I hip to the Beastie Boys there when I said you got to fight for your right to party? Yeah, we're garbage, Kathy. Garbage. You know, it's a shame when all they have to run on is a bore and then shun and a bad joke. Just like their campaign, a bad joke. It may go to it may not have to go, Ronald, to the full court. You were right. It was Robert Byrd. I said Harry Byrd, but Harry Byrd was big in, this was last night. Harry Byrd was real big in politics before Robert. And I think it was his father, wasn't it? But anyway, I said Harry Byrd. It should have been Robert. I'm on it. All right. Yeah, it was a training exercise for continuity of government. When have we seen that before? But if it wasn't for Penguin 6, we would never, you know, I don't know. Who was that young girl that was given videos from D.C.? But somebody would have got it and put it online saying, what's going on at the White House? Something's going on with Joe. But anyway, so Joe, Trump put out a truth that they pretty much told him, stay away from us, Joe. Don't come around. They're disavowing themselves of Joe. Trump said they took the presidency from him like taking candy from a baby. Now they're sitting there humiliating him by telling him, get lost, put egg in your shoe and beat it, old man. And he's really rubbing it in. And he mentioned 2 times about Mike Shell, Obama, being real nasty to Trump at the rallies. He said, I've always been nice to her, but look what she said. Look the way she's been acting. I played part of it. I can't watch some of this stuff. I know I'm supposed to, so you all don't have to. But, it's a broken record. And if they say something outrageous, do something really stupid, it's going to get put up anyway within literally hours or minutes of their screw up. So I don't have to sit there and watch the whole thing. But I tell you, her rally in DC, my plumber intel sent me a video and talking about Kamala's rally in DC at the Ellipse. And it is nauseating. But we got to get the word out. Do you know how many people showed up at Kamala's rally? Wait, where'd my chats go? Did I drop off? Did I drop off? My chats are gone. Where's everybody? There you are. Nancy Drew, thank you. All right, good, I'm here. Cola, how you doing? But anyway, you never know. I'm talking about C and then OG and oaths and stuff like that. All things that used to get me in trouble. But by the numbers, GPS showed 31,834 mobile devices at the Ellipse in Washington, D.C. for the Kamala Harris rally. You know what? People say, wow, 31,000. That is, for a D.C. rally, a beautiful day, that's nothing. Nothing. You get more people showing up for indigenous fly swatters, Mad Hatter Day or something. People show up there all the time. But that's not the half of it. Yeah, she used YMCA. That was funny. I saw that. YMCA. And but 91%, this is GPS tracking of the 31,834 mobile devices, 91% have attended 3 or more Harris rallies. So they're all a bunch of paid groupies, right? They're all getting gift cards, bus tickets paid for. In the same video my plumber intel sent me, a guy walked about 2 blocks away and he said, look what I found. And all these brand new white buses, passenger buses, just as far as you can see, lining the street. So this guy went on to say, interesting, just over 11,000 of the phones were from Atlanta, Georgia, followed by, get this, 6,500 from California. So more than 50%, 17,500. Probably 60 couple percent were from out of state, way the hell, halfway down the eastern seaboard and all the way across the country from California. Can you believe that? So if she hadn't busted them in, she would have got maybe 13,000 people there. I mean, you got that many homeless people in D.C. that got nothing better to do, that would, come sit around for a sandwich or, something. All right, Kathy, representing Trump in California. Reagan country. The man from California. So anyway, yeah, that's an interesting little blurb there. Yeah, those buses look brand spanking new. I heard they took them from California to Atlanta and then from Atlanta up to D.C. Wow. I mean, 11,000 people? How many people does a bus hold? So anyway, she stole YMCA. Then she got up there and putting out the same old garbage, slander, slurs. But boy, if you turn it back on them, they get so offended. Did you all see that clip where the guy on CNN said, I thought he was nice. I mean, he wasn't hoping the pager would blow up. He said, I hope it doesn't. And he still got in trouble. I thought he was being kind of considerate. But boy, I tell you, I watched about a 3-minute clip of that. The guy said, if you want to, his name was Hassan or something like that. If you want people to stop calling you NAZI, then you behave this way, this way, this way. Who the hell's he telling anybody how to behave? Or he's going to hit them with one of the most grossest slurs you can throw at somebody on television. And his response was, well, I hope your pager doesn't blow up. He went crazy. Said the guy was trying to have him KILLED. There's an old saying, it's crude. I don't want to use it. But if you can't take a joke, F ya. Okay? I don't use that, but I've heard it many times. If you can't take a joke. So just like with the garbage joke. Well, Joe comes out and says he'd like to take Trump to Puerto Rico swimming. What's he mean by that? Of course, it's a veiled idiotic threat because he can't even walk through the sand. But then he called Trump supporters garbage. And that went around like crazy on True Social with Dan Scavino, on X, Elon Musk, all of them. Deplorables times 10. So a lot of people were going, hey, what do you think Joe did when he went to vote and they closed the curtain? Do you think he voted for Trump? And that he's purposely sabotaging, especially after the Kamala campaign told him to stay the hell away. So I tell you, if I did a montage of Jack Posobiec's speech at one of the rallies, and some of the things that Steve Bannon said today, some of the things that Dan Scavino said during the rally, they used a lot of words that we're very familiar with. Steve Bannon got out of prison. He told Nancy, go suck a pickle or a lemon. How about that? I feel better. I did my 4 months, and the HE double hockey sticks with you, Nancy. So, but he used the term when he was talking about Elon. He said, I think Elon's been through a great awakening. And we've heard dark to light. We've heard a lot of terms from people that have been in close contact with Mr. T, have dinner with him and meet with him. Bannon said he chatted with Trump a little bit today when he got out. And he obviously had been kept abreast of everything that's going on. You need a vacation, Kathy. This is right when things are getting good. We're heading into, hi, Pappy Two Bears. Diane, hi. We're heading into FF. What's that? Final fire, where we get up and we just give them everything we got because they're coming at us and they want to overrun our position. Okay? Bonsai, the political bonsai. I heard from Bannon just about everything I think I need to know. Just like with that sub, and it was one day into it, and people saying, I got 5 days worth of oxygen. All these millions of people are going to watch the internet for 4 more days, going, oh, those poor people. And I knew that right when I heard James Cameron say they're done, right when I heard that 80-some-year-old mariner who was the first one to go to the bottom of the Marianas Trench, he said they were done. I knew right then, you can't beat a man in his own game. They know what they're talking about. They're done. And I didn't spend 4 days worrying. So now I heard what I needed to hear multiple times from multiple people who are experts in the field of politics, the field of continuity of government, the field of dark to light. Steve Bannon said today, Mark Elias. You don't get Mark Elias unless you're ready to go to the mattresses. You know what that term means, go to the mattresses. That's what they use for mafia gang wars. That comes from Godfather 1. They had to go buy mattresses because they're getting ready to have a war in the families. So if you listen to his press conference, and I watched it on Forbes, they're on YouTube. He said, one thing Elias said was, we don't stop till all the votes are counted. And he said, he didn't say legal votes. He didn't say votes of citizens. He didn't say valid votes. He said all votes are counted. And he brought up examples, okay, of overseas voting. Now I'm using that V word that might get me in trouble. I don't know, but hey, what are you going to do? Is we're coming up on election, and if I disappear, you know to look for me. And what I'll do is, if I get kicked off, I have to come up with code word in my title so you can find me at my secret channel that 105 of you have found. But anyway. Oh, yes, indeed. That's right, Ian. We are the storm. Yeah, Bannon, he was looking good. I mean, he's 70 years old. He had a heckler there. And, that got handled pretty quick. But I'm just looking through the chats before I get going on my jibber jabber. Yeah, Bannon wasn't playing. But I tell you what, he kept his cool. He had some very rude and very lopsided questions. One guy was basically telling him, you started the insurrection. You encouraged violence. And Bannon did not snap at them, didn't argue with them. He engaged with his answers like he was just talking at a regular press conference. And a couple of those reporters were outright hostile towards him. Hi, Ann. How you doing? Television shows. They don't. They will not let Mr. T win. Well, it ain't up to them. They're going to try everything. That's why I put Ann up there. I left my finger on that. I'll leave it up there. Ann said, "Good evening, Man Chat." Good evening, Ann. but but let me say, oh my goodness, no, I don't want to star the comment. I don't want to. Oh, gotta watch how I hit these buttons. All right, I got pudgy old fingers that don't hit there very good. Anyway, that's why I put in my thumbnail what Trump said about 4 days ago. All will be on display. And I've got a picture of Trump in his dark MAGA hat and a picture of Bannon. All will be on display. And it is being put out right now. And even Jeff Bezos put out a letter saying that nobody believes the mainstream media anymore. So there's a lot of things that are coming out causing people to, I mean, if you're a crazy cat lady, that's where it's going to be roughest. That's the ones who are going to experience the psychological and emotional distress more so than people like us, because we know what's going on. We know this is a roller coaster ride. Remember, one on one side having a good time on a roller coaster, the one on the other side screaming their head off like it's going to be the end of the world. But Mr. T has said multiple times that they are dangerous and they are vicious and they are powerful. So he's letting us know that, yeah, the fight's not over. It's just beginning. We're just getting to the real battle. Apocalyptic. I put that word in because I was watching one of the pollsters who track early voting. And the early voting that's being reported is apocalyptic for the Harris campaign. It's a historic return of conservatism if these numbers hold up. In Nevada, Republicans have increased their early vote they turned it into an advantage over the Democrats, where it was always lower than the Democrats. In 2020, the Ds were 40,000 early votes. In 2022, it dropped to 12,000. And it ain't getting any better. 2024, the Republicans are plus 40,000. They call it a firewall of votes that is going to be very difficult for them to overcome. So as I go over this stuff, what Bannon said he was suggesting to Trump, he said he suggested in 2020, which was for Trump to get about 11 o'clock at night to tell the American people where the vote stood and what was remaining. And he said the American people wouldn't have been as confused. So he said, that's what I'm pushing for now, is for Trump to do the same thing I wish he would have done election night, which was tell the American people, because they have the figures. They have the figures. But here we have these lunatic judges, and Mark Elias, who was the DNC lawyer, a big shot lawyer with the Clinton campaign, being pulled in to oversee this I'm getting some notifications. Yeah, I put up a good one on Dan Scavino's site, but yeah, getting a lot of likes on it. That's good. They're going to have to bring in a lot of overseas ballots. I mean, to the point where everybody is going to throw their hands up and say, what the hell is this? Don't forget what I talked about, that unknown number of anchor babies that they weren't even really anchor babies from CHYNA. They came on tourist visas, temporary work visas, right when they were weeks from giving birth, had the child, and then returned with the child after they got citizenship paperwork. They've been doing this since the 90s, right, Tim? Right, Tim Walsh? And then going back to China, where they got their education. Like Tim Walsh, he learned how to govern in China. Can you imagine? I talk about in that book, Dr. Zhivago. He comes home. There's a woman and her husband in gray uniforms standing in his house telling him, look, you and your family are assigned to 3 rooms in the back. All these people are coming and living in your house. And that's the way it's going to be. And if you argue, you're counter-revolutionary and you're automatically shot. Yeah, I used the word SHOT. Yes, I did. Well, imagine. Hey, people would never believe this 10 years ago we'd be talking about the real stuff we're talking about now. Imagine. You come in your house, and what they were was called commissars. They're assigned a certain town, a certain village, a certain area of a city, and they go around and make sure everybody is redistributing property and wealth among everybody else. And if anybody complains, there's no argument, only elimination. So you do what the commissar says immediately. So imagine you come to your house. You not live here. You live in back 2 rooms. And there's a bunch of people in your house. Somebody trained in another country. They learned English in another country. They learned the commissar system. They learned the communist system, how to govern, how to be fair, how to redistribute the wealth. Think I'm crazy? Nah, it's happened many times in modern history. I talked about the Steven Spielberg movie where the Japanese took over the British area of China near Shanghai, the residential neighborhood there. They just took the houses and put the British in concentration camps. And they put a sign on the door that said, property of Emperor Hirohito. Your house, not your property anymore. And we're almost there. Because it's like that's what I put on Dan Scavino's post about Biden calling us garbage. I put a picture I've had for a long time, and I'm going to put it up on my next picture show. It's an old fellow with a beard, nothing wrong with that, standing there with a cardboard sign, I guess at his town hall. And a cardboard sign says, Stop legalized plunder. I built and paid for my house by age 25. Every 3 years, I pay property taxes equivalent to the original cost of my house. It takes 50% of my Social Security check to pay for my property taxes. That's the kind of abuse that we've been exposed to. Because other people need stuff. Got to be fair. Got to be equitable. You might be right, television shows. 43 million is a high number. Hi, Colette. How you doing? Oh, yeah, asset taking. That's another thing Trump brought up at one of his rallies about the drug cartels. Isn't that funny? I showed how El Chapo's son personally turned over a leader of a drug cartel. I said their name, everything like that. And the foreign journalist that wrote that story said the U.S. government got to him. Because Trump says he's going to seize the cartel's assets. And that government was going to have to chip in to pay restitution to all these people who have been victims of migrant crime. You know what? That's a hell of a lot of people. It's you and it's me. The value of our dollars being destroyed. We're being driven down that hot, dusty road to poverty, stress, psychological abuse. Worry about the very foundations of your country. They love that victim card, just like that idiot on CNN. He was a victim. He just kept on and on about that guy saying, I hope your pager doesn't blow up. When we sit there and take this kind of abuse, but we'll be silent no more. Hi, Debbie. It's all going to be on display. Article 314. I'm not sure, Arlen girl. Article from what? From what? Oh, who missed hitting the thumbs up? Do me a favor and give me a thumbs up. Let me see. How you doing, Tank? Last time you went to vote, and I don't even know why there was even voting, because it was after. And 100 people with 2 machines after 6 p.m. Well, you get it in there early this time, Tank. Hi, Ronald. You're running a little late. What you do, Tank, is you look up your Republican campaign headquarters in your area. In my area, they're open on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 7 p.m. And they have volunteers, and they'll help you do whatever you need to do. Tank, now you listen to me now. You're a veteran. You fought. You served. You're just going to watch it drift away? Don't do that, man. 138, yeah, 48. That's might be what Island Girl's talking about. Look for your Republican campaign headquarters in your area and tell them you need help. Oh, really? They're going to use their own troops, Mexican troops. But that would have to be behind Kamala and Biden's back. Yeah, you go to your county's office. But I mean, to get somebody to, you see, a government worker ain't going to help. Says, see, that's a good idea to call the county office or call for info. But government workers don't care whether he makes it there or not. They don't care if he doesn't understand what they prattle out. You need somebody to help him to, say, if you got trouble getting a ride, we'll come get you. We'll show you what you need to bring. We'll help you get everything together. Government workers aren't going to do that. They're the elites, man. Hi, David. Yeah. You talking Russian? And you had good luck with, if you got a good registrar and a good hi Mike, a good team. The registrar hires a good staff. I mean, there are, each county has or parish has precincts. Just, I think if you got your driver's license, if you can get a copy of birth certificate, social security card, go on down there and say, look, I'm concerned. I want to make sure I get my vote in. Can you help me make sure I get it done? They'll say, oh, yes, sir, we will. So anyway, I've got it taken care of. Like I said, it was like letting a long breath out. Oh, I got it done. I mean, the sooner you get it done, the better. What was this next state here? Arizona early vote update. Wow, it's unbelievable. And this is where I'm thinking they're going to have to localize, because some of these overseas votes are going to be out of reach. They're going to have to concentrate them on specific states. But Arizona early vote is 678,000 Republican. It's up 127,000 versus 551,000 for Democrats. Usually it's exactly the opposite in a wider spread. But the kicker is not only there well over 100-some thousand more than the Democrats, is the independents. There's almost 400,000 independents. And Trump is carrying independents. So it's well over 200,000 vote lead in Arizona. So anyway, I'm just looking through the chats. Trump is up by 3 points in the popular vote. Most every Republican has polled below in the popular vote, even if they won, except for Reagan. But Trump is ahead in the popular vote by 3. That's unheard of. He's leading in or vastly improved in every single demographic. We've been over that. The Asian votes, the black male votes, even black female, not by much, but it's up. Every metric, he's going up. So, the more that stuff gets put out to people, Politico, they keep grabbing the straws. I don't know what to make of Politico, but they put out women are far outpacing men in voting early. It's giving Democrats hope. Well, they're stupid, because when you look at these TikTok videos, when you look at rallies, who are the most passionate Trump supporters are women. So she can think she's having hope, but the majority of women are not. What did I say Kamala was running on? Death and taxes. Death and taxes. That's what she's running on. Shion, and raising taxes. Good luck to you. The women vote is not going to go as strongly for Kamala as they think. Elon Musk put out a tweet that said, wow, because May Musk posted early voting in New York City today, no ID required. They actually won't even look at your ID. They won't even look at your ID in New York. So they're going to use places like New York, Philadelphia, all these big cities to wheedle in where they have been flying these illegals. And something else Trump said during the rally, he's well, not really snuck it in, but he put it in there real quick. They have a false legality. He said they've given him a false legality. I believe he's referring to that pardon program that the first we heard of it was from Eric Adams, and who was later indicted for what? Spilling the beans. That's what. Democrat Mayor Matt Turek, this is from Citizens Free Press, tries to pull the permits at the last minute and stop Trump at the rally tonight in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And I swear to you, I'm going to save this picture. I got a video. The guy looks like Pee Wee Herman. I mean, that even more makes me think that these people are either really off the wall or they're character actors helping, because he's got a gray suit on, bright white shoes, black hair parted on the side. He looks like Pee Wee Herman walking around the street saying he's pulling the rally permit like an hour before Trump shows up to speak. And one of the workers was there telling him he's crazy. He uses the F word a lot, but I'll play it when I do a picture show. Told him, you're effing crazy. You think you can pull these permits with all the people that are here. And the guy's walking around, like I said, what did Pee Wee Herman used to do? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, what a little creep. He might even have a bow tie on. Now, I don't know what to think about this. This was about a half an hour before I went live. Jack Posobiec put up, said there was a stock jump in Truth Social. Trump's social media company is now worth more than Musk's X after a recent surge in stock's price. That's thanks to a recent run-up in the shares of the parent company of the former president's social media platform. That's a lot of billions. So I'll have to check. What is the name of his? I used to know the name of that. And Dan Scavino put out, wow, at a beautiful rally in Allentown hearing backstage that Kamala's boss, Joe Biden, just referred to all Trump supporters as capital letters garbage. Deplorable moment times 10. Huh. Yeah, a lot of states are doing that, Pappy. And they're all Democrat-run states. Lawlessness. It's like Steve Bannon was saying. He said, I should have been out September 19th. But he had to go. And they were asking him why he got out 7 days early. He was saying, well, the math works out for the old rules. He said, but Trump passed the First Step Act. He said, that's not some kind of willy-nilly thing. It's the law. And he said, not only have I been abused, I qualify for this First Step Act. I should have been out September 19th. He said, they're illegally keeping people in jail. He said, I've been in jail with a lot of young black guys, Hispanic guys. They're sitting there losing their families, having their lives destroyed, their prison sentences extended, illegally extended. They should get compensated for that, and I think they're going to. You know, they committed a crime, but they can't do like the people at J and then 6. Okay, technically you're trespassing. What, 3 years? Like Bannon was saying, it was a misdemeanor. I'm the only one in Danbury prison on a misdemeanor. And he said, well, I was fortunate enough to be able to teach about 100 young men in a civics class. When he said that, some of the reporters started laughing. You can hear him catch it if you catch it in the background. Civics, because he's a criminal, right? Because he's encouraged people to be violent. Just sickening. But he said, listen, they saying, so you didn't accept the election. You think there's going to be problems this election? He said, no, I'm not the one saying there's going to be problems. He said, I'm quoting Jamie Raskin. Jamie Raskin said, if they get one more vote in the House, that they're going to refuse to seat Donald Trump if Donald Trump wins. They're the ones saying that it's not going to be peaceful. But not this rally, but the rally last night. Trump said, or earlier today, I'm sorry, hard to keep up with all this. Trump said, we're leading in every state. And the crowd went crazy clapping. And when he continued what he was saying, he said, in early voting. But I don't know, is he hinting that this is more epic of a movement than either side in the media is letting us know? Just let me see what's going on in the chat. Trump talked about Joe a couple of times. Today, he said, when they told him about the garbage statement, he said, forgive him, Lord, for he knows not what he says. Because at the earlier rally, he said, Joe's been out of it for a long time. Out of it, probably out of everything. Because all the times he said he's shot. He's shot. So he every rally he's brought up the 325,000 kids. Have you noticed that? That's right, Kim. Tank, your vote is a God-given right. Hi, Hilarious. How you doing? Yeah. All right. You live in a red state. That's yeah. You'll get people to help you get that taken care of, Tank. That way, you could say you participated in the restoration of the Constitution of America. This is what it is. It's a great awakening and great restoration, the rebirth. Well, I tell you something else that he said. Trump was talking about Kamala, and he said that he brought up lawsuits that people have been taken advantage of. The American people have been taken advantage of. And it's time for us to take advantage of the spiritless. He called them spiritless people. They don't have a spirit. She let dangerous people in, knowingly let dangerous people in. He was talking about her character, her inexcusable rhetoric. After they've attempted to assassinate him 2 times, they turn up the heat and the vitriol. Babylon B had that one article, joke article, said Kamala leads by a wide margin with crazy assassins for voting. And he said, remember when I was talking to Iran when they were using ugly language and threatening language? He said, I told them, if you keep it up, I'm going to obliterate you. He used the word obliterate again. He said, this is the case right now. What the language they're using is inexcusable. I mean, it's not just the migrant crime. The damages that we've suffered as a nation are tremendous and far reaching. You got the soldiers in Afghanistan. I mean, they've had a direct consequences of their ineptitude. They're knowingly ignoring their oaths and their duties and responsibilities. You have to know, if you let these people in, a fellow American is going to lose their life. Multiple people are going to lose their life. You know that when you let these people in. Mens res, meaning of your action. We're going to be learning and hearing about all of that. Did you notice he called Anderson Cooper twice? Did y'all catch this? It was yesterday. He called him Allison Cooper. Allison Cooper. I thought he would take it a little easy on Anderson when he at least tried to get Kamala in a box a little bit. I mean, he tried a little bit. And you know, Anderson is frail. Oh, yeah, they want us to go to the streets. We're not going to fall for it. We're going to get our popcorn. I'm going to drink my coffee. They're going to try to do countrywide J6 nonsense. That's what they're going to try to do. They're going to be buying more Trump stuff than we have. Did you see where they were closing down lines in Pennsylvania early? Did you all see that? I saw two reports. One, it was emergency services were cutting off the voting lines in one county in Pennsylvania that was big, Bucks County. You know, there's more than one place to vote in Bucks County. One of them said the police were shutting down early voting 3 or 4 hours early. And the other location, people were saying that the emergency services were doing it. So you got these nasty little operatives like that Pee Wee Herman Mayor trying at the final hour to mess up Trump's rally, all the way down to people on the police force, people working for a fire department. You know, if they've got a malicious nature about them and they don't mind foreign influencing our culture and our government, they'll use the power they have. And that's why it's so important to know who in the world is getting in every nook and cranny of your local government. I don't give a damn if it's dog catcher, whatever is elected, you find out their character. Like I said a long time ago, an old friend of mine in politics, he said, I'm going to show his pedigree. That's the word he liked to use, pedigree. But Trump used character. But it's in the same vein. You find out what they're made of. Never mind what comes out of their mouth. What are they putting on social media? Did they come from 5 states away, retired from a government position, and they come to your little town and then all of a sudden decide to run for office? They're getting a retirement check from some government entity 5 states away, and they come to your quiet little town and all of a sudden want to run the show. And people pay such little attention. You go into your local offices. Who is the chairman of the board of supervisors? Oh, it's some guy from Kalamazoo. What? Or wherever they're from. You don't know them. They don't know you. They don't know your towns or a little city's history or nothing. But they're going to be your overlord. Overlord. That's the term Trump used. Overlords. He was talking about Kamala's overseers, Joe's overlords, the 100 or so puppet masters. The other thing Bannon was talking about, he said, look past the election. What is Trump going to be facing? A massive economic and fiscal crisis is looming. He said December 20th, the government's going to run out of money. Trump's tax cuts are going to expire. People's checks are going to shrink. And they're worried about a Puerto Rican joke? They got a bunch of 6-year-old crazy women running around here squawking about abortion, smelling like a litter box. Yeah, way to go, man. Yeah, you voted. All right. You got it done. Hi, Tony. And Tank, if you're in here, if you got any friends who haven't voted, you talk to them. Get them to go with you. Take a couple of, do a 1, 2, 3 punch. Get a couple of friends that are in the same boat that are like, well, you know, I've never wanted to fool with it in the past, but now I feel like I have to. Well, come on with me. Let's storm the beaches. Give them a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punch if you can. Just see what's going on in the chats. Well, so I tell you what I think. Like I said, I think I heard everything I need to know about what they're going to do. We already heard of multiple states, it's at least 4 or 5, that are not going to have the answer election night. But we're still going to be incommunicado during election night. Till it becomes obvious they're going to want to go into the wee hours. Hopefully, Trump will do what Steve Bannon said and make a statement. He said around 11 o'clock about the posture of the vote and the remaining votes. But it's going to be messy. It's going to be obvious. It's going to be enraging to people who aren't prepared for it. And what's going to be enraging is something that the news media, I believe, is going to have to report, is that the deciding factor when they try to make their move is going to be people from overseas whose citizenship is highly questionable or downright invalid. Stealing the country. That's what it's going to get down to. Well, Colette, it's going to be more than Congress politicians. Well, you can't say all politicians. I mean, look who's been fighting a good fight, Colette. A lot of people have been fighting a good fight, and in jeopardy. In jeopardy, fear of arrest, fear of their car going boom. Something happened to their family member. These people are savage. They'll go after somebody's family member. They'll threaten people's families. Did it with Trump. Did it with General Flynn. They're not going to go down easy. But the assets that are going to be seized goes way beyond Congress and politicians. Way beyond that. We're talking other governments. We're talking shadow governments. We're talking puppet masters. We're talking CEOs, heads of businesses, entertainers. And I saw something about Diddy or Didney, P. Didney or Didney. That's going to crack open. The stuff about Tim Walsh is going to crack open. That business of him messing around with a Chinese girl is small potatoes. I mean, I feel bad for her because she was culturally shamed. But that's what happens when you get with some American guy that looks like a toad frog and swings both ways. Well, Cola, it's the writing is on the wall. He's getting back in. And there's only one way, because they're not going to let it happen. They've already demonstrated that they have a sufficient number of judges that will throw every stone in the way that they can. That's why they're attacking the Supreme Court. They've been attacking Clarence Thomas's wife, Justice Alito's wife. That's why they're calling. And that's one thing I'm disappointed in Elon about. He's saying that there needs to be term limits on Supreme Court. Supreme Court is unique in that it is not a debate club. It is not a deliberative body. What it is applying knowledge of the Constitution and the law. That is stuff that when you open it up and read it, close it and put it away, take it out and open up and read it again, it says the same damn thing. It doesn't change with the passions of the populace. It doesn't change with fads. They're eternal truths. So the longer you have somebody based on in the Constitution, it says their good behavior. They're not there for life. They can be removed because it says their term is for life based on their good behavior. So if they go outside the parameters of the Constitution and they violate the Constitution with their rulings, they can be gotten rid of. But think of all the justices who have retired. They don't stay there till they cork off. The liberals are the ones complaining, but I'll tell you what, Sandra Day O'Connor stayed there till she corked off. Till the last minute, and a lot of us know beyond. I believe she was there well beyond her cogent stage of life. They were using everything to keep her having a minimal life signs. And somebody else was making those decisions. But you look at Byron White, you look at Thurgood Marshall, you look at Sandra Day O'Connor, you look at William Rehnquist, you look at Kennedy, they all retired. They didn't stay there. Scalia, the only reason he passed away in office was very suspicious. He went on a hunting trip. Remember that, folks? There, my chats disappeared again. What in the world? So anyway, I think that this business of the exercise on the White House lawn, come on, a week before the election, they're going to do you talk about a dozen helicopters, 8 of them are heavy-duty military helicopters, doing a practice run a week before election isn't a signal. There is a lot of corruption in this country, Tony. And I've said it's on state and local level, and it's up to us to clean it out. Self-governance. We're the only nation that has self-governance as defined in the Constitution. We don't have it now because it's been captured. And our populace is not educated to how to implement the tools we've been given to govern ourselves. And I've said in the past, it's the only form of government since the Book of Kings, when the Israelites had no king. They lived by the word of the prophets. They lived according to the word and the laws of Moses, and they had no king. And then they kept on, and they got a king. And things went down from there. Who was Israel's first king? See who gets it. No goggling either. Oh, they don't listen to you, Tank? Well, we listen to you, buddy. And next time we go live, you let us know how you're doing. Who fell on his sword? We got a deal, Tank? You going to let us know what's going on, buddy? Because we got to get every vote in there we can. There you go, Sparky. Todd Sparky. Saul. He ended up falling on a sword. His son got hung up in a tree by his hair. Yeah, the Bible is full of interesting stories. I had a friend named Saul. He was a Jewish guy. Duh. Yeah, his son got, if you read some of those Bible stories, I mean, even if you get a kid's Bible, just to get the parameters of the story, they're exciting stories. It's like my father said, anything that ever has happened or ever will happen is in that book. It's about human nature, cause and effect, wages of sin. And Gary says amen, and I say amen too. So let me look. I haven't even looked at some of these headlines. We got the people, the police blocking off lines early. And this report came out, California man arrested, showing up at the registrar's office and showing his ID. Ha ha ha, it's from the Babylon Bee. He got arrested for showing his ID in California. I said, independent and swing voters are overwhelmingly on this platform because he's got a thing up that says, who uses X? And this is why it's so important that Elon bought the company. And he did it with Department of Defense backing. I guarantee you that. 37 million Democrats, 32 million Republicans, and 34 million swing voters. Over 100 million. And it's roughly a third. Even though a lot of Democrats got mad and took their ball and ran home when Elon made free speech. Insurrection Barbie said, I voted. I brought 11 people with me. I registered 10 people to vote. Wow. Insurrection Barbie. And Elon Musk said the Republican lead in North Carolina almost doubled from yesterday. Rumor has it that the Kamala campaign is shifting resources to shore up Virginia, which means they're worried about losing Virginia. And I also heard that they are closing up their offices in North Carolina. They're surrendering in North Carolina. They can't go knock on doors. They can't go shake hands. They can't do it. People say, get the hell away from me. They won't be able to walk down the street. Elon Musk put up, Wikipedia is broken. Wikipedia editors officially deemed Trump a fascist. The Donald Trump and Fascism Wikipedia page was created September 21st, 2024. They're fighting in every little nook and cranny they can think of. They're still fighting Judge Cannon about this creep that tried to unalive Trump. Judge Cannon says her praise for Trump and rumors of a potential promotion, rumors, if he takes the White House, are not enough to warrant her recusal from the case. Political reporting Harris to call Trump unstable and obsessed with revenge during her ellipse speech. And then they had a pair of historians come out and talk on the ellipse in Washington, D.C. in front of a bussed-in crowd. We went over those numbers. What were they talking? These, quote, historians talking about? Trump and fascism. What a talk about trash. Oh, Catherine Harris, she put up on X, IRS whistleblowers say the FBI, IRS, and Justice Department knew immediately that the Hunter Biden laptop was real in late 2019, and there was no basis for the statement from 51 former intelligence officials that the laptop had the classic earmarks of Russian information. And she's holding up a piece of paper in a video. And what else does she have in her hand besides a piece of paper? I'll give you all a second to guess what Catherine Harris has in her hand as a signal. As a signal. See if everybody got it. I'll tell you what she had. After I tell you that Puerto Rico Senator Zoraida Buxo to endorse President Trump. And she did. She got up on the microphone and endorsed President Trump at the Allentown rally. So much for their joke. Anyway, she had a pen in her hand. Remember, follow the pen. So that is a signal that what was on that laptop, they said it's terabytes of criminal activity and foreign interference, everything you can think of, human trafficking, drugs, anything, name it. Follow the pen. So that might be one of the things that busts stuff open, or is actually prima facie evidence to start having tribunals. So anyway, all right, folks. Well, I'm going to wrap it up before it gets too late. I've been up about an hour and a half. I'm going to be live again tomorrow night. If you're not subscribed, please do me a favor and subscribe. And if you haven't, give me a thumbs up. Please go ahead and do that for me too. I appreciate it. I'm just looking through. All right, Tank. Bless you too, buddy. Yeah, you get it worked out. All right. I appreciate everybody showing up tonight. So let's meet up again tomorrow night. Okay, folks? And I appreciate you all spending your precious time with me. And we'll keep our fingers crossed and fight the good fight. If you've already voted, try to think of somebody you know that needs to go vote and let them know this is going to be big. We're a week away from a historic evening. All right, folks, you all have a great night. I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.